everybody, Wolfie here. I watched it out checking the muskrat traps this morning, just heading out onto the marsh, and I figured I'd do a kind of a public service announcement type video on ice safety, because, well, marshes can be pretty tricky and very deceiving for the thickness and quality of the ice. Let's see, biggest problem, moving water. And well, to get to my main trapping area, I've got to cross the creek here, and well, that's flowing water, so the ice is going to be rather varied in thickness and stuff. And as you can see, we've already had, well, hopefully you might be able to see it. That's a good view. You can see where the darker ice is on up the creek, up around the bend up here. You can see up where that big rock hump is there. The water's opened up near a beaver dam that's there, and the water comes in, of course, the existing ice. It comes up on top of it, makes it very, very unstable, and thaws it out a lot faster with the moving water both above and below. Makes it pretty tricky, and of course it's just going to continue on down both above and below the ice. So you've got areas, might be kind of hard to see, but one of the main things you want to watch for is the darker areas of ice. And well, yeah, got Chaos and Bronson out here causing trouble. But the ice itself is in the spot where I'm crossing, obviously, is fairly safe still. It's about 10 to 12 inches thick, which is more than perfect, unless you got to cut through it. We've got several rat houses to go check for the muskrats out through the marsh, but I wanted to show you some of the things to watch for here. I'll have to do it in clips, but one of the best things to have is an ice spud. Obviously check the ice as you go ahead of you. I usually carry either an ice spud or a good pole. Got one of my beaver chewed poles here today, and you just jam into the ice with it. See if I can, and you're gonna feel the vibration up through the pole or ice spud, and depending on the vibration and the sound it makes, you're going to be able to tell the thickness of the ice. You get to learn it pretty quick. Hay marshes, though, like I said, can be rather deceiving, because where the mounds of hay come up through the snow and ice, they insulate the ice all around them, so it's going to be fairly thin in some of these spots, and you just got to keep an eye out and pay attention. And you've got, like the dogs are playing at right now, you've got areas around the beaver and muskrat houses that obviously are going to have thin areas on them due to the animals going in and out. And paying attention to what the animals are doing on and under the ice is another good way to keep track of what is and isn't safe. Okay, so here's one of these spots that I wanted to show you. I ain't getting too close to it. That little hole in the ice. As you can see, it's part of a channel. It comes down through. It'd be a nice clear area to walk. And that would be pretty much anyone's first thought, right? Well, I'll walk through where I don't have to deal with the hay mounds and crap like that. Then you're coming along, and a couple days ago, that was just a tiny little hole, maybe 2 inches across. You wouldn't even have noticed it until you stepped there. You got to be constantly watching for stuff like that. Otherwise, you could end up extremely wet or a lot worse. Yeah, that spot really sucks. There we go. See if I can. And it is flowing water under it because of the way the water travels through the marsh here. Okay. Coming up to another spot here. This is a pretty basic one. Discoloration on top of the ice, or in the ice, means there's been flowing water above the ice at some point. But more importantly, you got spots like that. Fix my zoom here. Now this, I'm honestly not sure, but I'm pretty sure something went through the ice here. And it's just refrozen with the busted pieces. This is where the elk came up through the marsh, like came across the marsh from when they came through the yard of the cabin, so most likely one of the bigger ones went through, and because they weren't watching for the soft spots or the little holes here and there. Silly animals, ain't they? But yeah, obviously you want to stay well away from anything like this that you see out in the ice. That one's just common sense, I do believe. Hi, Chaos. Yeah, see? He has no common sense. Okay, on to any next spots I happen to across. I follow a lot of the other outdoors and trapping channels here on YouTube, and you see a lot of people out on the marshes and stuff. Very few times do people talk about the safety and stuff on them. This kind of thing is lots of common sense. All these people, they all know this stuff. They've learned it, some of them the hard way, the same as I have over the years. I've gotten wet several times. That water's pretty damn cold. But I just wanted to share a little bit of the knowledge I've got on the ice with you, and you can see over in here the ice is all clear, it's dark. It's not really a great place to consider walking. I travel up through the snow-covered area here, but you got to be careful with that too, because that's also going to insulate the ice and can keep it rather thin. So, but I better get busy and get back to checking the traps, and everyone have a great day. We'll talk to you all again soon. I'll try and throw in a couple small in-screen shots of some of the more dangerous areas here on the ice as well. I ain't going over too close to the creek, of course, and like to the flowing part. But yeah, anyway, back to work. Everyone have a great day. We'll talk to you soon.